Good morning. Time to make the coffee. Today I'm having the Bueno chickpea coffee again. I added a little cinnamon to the cup, so I wanted to make a little cinnamon creamy hazelnut flavor. So we'll see how that turns out. And today is only going to be 43 degrees. This whole week is going to be chillier, in the 30s and 40s, and we have snow predicted one day, so yuck. That's March. March is one of my least favorite months because it's so all over the place. It's not winter, it's not spring, but usually it's more winter than spring. I remember way back when March used to be a more pleasant month, but it seems like the months have all moved up a space. By that I mean March is more wintry now, and December is less wintry. So anyway, people are trying to control the weather. I don't know how they're doing with it. One of my viewers said that the weather in California, some of it is the result of cloud seeding. Shocking. They always used to say, oh no, that's a conspiracy theory. Well, now they're openly saying that's what it is. So there you go. Trying to bring more rain, I guess, to places where there isn't enough. I don't know. I don't think humans should be messing around with certain things. But I can't stop it, so there you go. I'll just make my home here my own little sanctuary and do the best I can with trying to improve the rest of the world. But I try and do my part. Try not to be too wasteful and keep my space clean and comfortable. So that's still dripping. That's one thing about this little refill cup that I have with this coffee maker. It does take a little longer to drip the coffee, but I've said it before, I love this little coffee maker. It's much nicer than the Keurig that I had. With the Keurig that I had to get special refillable K-cups and all that, and this came with it, and it makes good coffee. So it's a family worth if anybody's looking for a single cup coffee maker. I highly recommend it. I'm not affiliated with them. I bought this myself, but I'm really happy with my little coffee maker. And so far it's held up. It's self-cleaning. It makes iced coffee and hot coffee. And there you go. I like to share when I find something that I really like. I got it on Amazon. So, all right. I'm going to use some of my chocolate creamer. The heck with it. There we go. So much for my elimination diet. You know, I have the feeling I have a lot of things I'd have to cut out. And I don't know. I'm just not in the mindset to deal with it right now. I know. I should, and I will. But heck, you can't give up everything you like. What the heck? When you're retired, you give up a lot of things already. So, and I enjoy food, and I enjoy good coffee, and an occasional glass of wine. I don't know, maybe 5 times a year I have a glass of wine. So, there we go. So, all right, let's give this a taste. Cheers. I want to see how it tastes with the cinnamon in there. It's good. I don't really taste too much cinnamon, but the Bueno coffee is definitely something that I could drink. Not that I'd want to drink it all the time because it's kind of expensive. I got that on Amazon too. So anyway, I'm planning on staying home today, getting a few things done here and there. I want to make this an easy weekend. So, all right, I'm going to take my coffee and I'm going to go over there to the budget book. So I'll see you there. All right, back at the budget book. Well, yesterday I didn't spend any money, so that's a good thing. There's really nothing I need right now. I have plenty of food. I'm not redecorating anything. I'm just trying to straighten things out and sort things out and make peace with what I already own. I'm tired of being at war with my stuff. So, anyway, it's getting there, but much more to do. So it's nice not having an Amazon balance. That's really nice. It's nice not having a Costco balance, too. So I've gone through phases in my life before where I've just had everything that I needed and wanted, and I've been debt-free. I've been in debt. I've been all over the place. So I've been in and out of debt at least a couple times before this time. And right now, I just want to stay out of debt as much as I can. Now, I know situations might come up where I won't have the cash because I don't get that much money coming in. So down the road, something may come up where I don't have the cash and I need to put something on credit. But at least I don't want to have 3 or 4 credit cards going and a car payment and all that stuff. So, I mean, I was without a car payment for many, many years. And that was really nice. And I was really hesitant to buy another car. But I did it, I paid for it, and now I'm going to try and keep this car. Hopefully, I won't need to get another car. I'll just keep this one, and I don't need a new car every year. Once I find something I like to stick with it. Not that I'm, not willing to try new things. I try new things all the time. But I don't know. Once I find something I really like, I kind of like to stick with it. But a lot of times what happens is it gets discontinued or, and then I have to go on the hunt for something new. And that's usually when I start accumulating more stuff because I'll buy something that I think will replace whatever the thing was that I liked. And I have to try several things before I actually find something else similar that I like. And by the time I figure out that I don't like it, a lot of times I can't return it. So there it sits. So those things I usually end up donating at some point once I get over the initial, I paid good money for that and it's not what I wanted phase. Then I'll donate it. But so, yeah, I mean, stuff comes and stuff goes. It's life, I guess. So anyway, I don't plan on going out and spending anything today, but you never know what's going to come up. So that's my little budget book thing today. Not much else to talk about. I'm caught up on my bills. Most of my bills come in the beginning of the month. I wish they were more spread out, but they're not. So, but at least I don't have to worry about the car payment at the end of the month because I had my car payment at the very end of the month, and then at the very beginning of the next month, I had all my health insurance and my taxes due. So that was a big chunk of change, basically all coming out of the same income. So anyway, I know you can call companies and have requests them to change your date. I did that with my insurance company. So, not the health insurance, my house and car insurance. I did that with them. And then I set them up on auto pay, one less thing to think about. But those bills that vary, like electric and gas and water, those, you can't really put those on auto pay. At least I don't know of a way to do it. If you know a way, let me know in the comments below. All right, well, I'm going to enjoy my coffee and maybe answer a few comments. I'm trying to keep my phone, trying to keep all the junk off my phone, emails that I don't want and things. So that's what I do too. I delete previous videos once they're up on YouTube. I delete the videos because otherwise my phone would be so full it wouldn't work right. Because I film with my phone and I upload with my phone. Sometimes I use a computer, but not too often. It just takes too long. I really need a new computer, but I really am dragging my feet with spending the money with my windows coming in this month. Maybe after I get all the windows taken care of, I'll think about a new computer. So, all right, well, see you in a little bit. Talk just briefly again about the budget book. And, just because you're on a no-low spend, whichever it is, or both, I'm on both. I'm trying not to spend, and when I do spend, I'm trying to keep it on the low side. But, a lot of people say, oh, I'm not going to spend any money this week. I'm not going to spend any money at all the 2 weeks or this month. But the way I look at it is I don't have to do that in one big chunk of time. I can do 3 days of no spend where I didn't spend anything, then maybe I'll have to spend something, and that'll be a low spend. And then I'll go back and do a few more days of no spend. And that takes some of the pressure off of, oh my God, I need this and I can't buy it. And, and then you end up and you just chuck the whole baby out with the bath. So I just wanted to mention that, it doesn't have to be in big chunks of time. It just has to be not spending and spending lower amounts in a consistent basis. So, anyway, that's the way I do it. That's how it works for me. Everybody's different. Some people might have to be real strict for themselves for a whole week. They can't buy anything. You can even say, okay, I am not spending anything on Amazon for a week or whatever. But whatever your criteria is, that's what you should do, and whatever means something to you to enable you to give yourself a green check mark. So I just wanted to mention that. It doesn't have to be big chunks of time all at one time. Now at the end of the month, I count up the days I spent and the days I didn't spend, and a lot of times, or most of the time, I don't even remember, even in February, I don't think I spent more days than I didn't spend. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. But it's almost always more days that I don't spend compared to the days that I do spend. So, just wanted to talk a little bit about that. So, let me know what you think. How do you handle your spending and no spending? Do you do it that way, or do you have to do chunks of time in order to keep track of what you're doing? Let me know in the comments below. Well, happy St. Paddy's Day to all you Irish folks out there. I guess on St. Patrick's Day, everybody's Irish. So I have a really, really good recipe for vegetarian corned beef. I've made it a couple times, but I'm not going to bother this year. I'm trying to use up the stuff that I already have made up in the freezer. Like I have a pre-made pot pie, I have vegan meats in there that are already prepared. And yeah, I know not all of them have the best ingredients, but some of them really are not bad. You know, they contain things like gluten flour and soy products and things like that. And yeah, they have preservatives. But anyway, I don't want to throw those away. I'm going to go ahead and eat them before I start very seriously looking at what maybe is aggravating my system. I have the feeling that it's mostly hereditary with me. Because like I've said before, my grandfather had similar issues. So whatever that might be, I don't know. So I'm finishing up my morning bueno coffee, and it's bueno. Isn't that good in Spanish? I don't know. I don't know Spanish at all. I did take French in high school, but I wasn't real serious about it. So now I wish I had paid more attention, but I didn't. I was the kind of kid in school, I didn't really do a lot of homework and stuff. I got decent grades. You know, I got, some C's and B's and A's. It depended on what it was and if I was interested in it or not. But if I wasn't interested in it, it was like, nah. I'd read Cliff Notes if a book didn't interest me. So stuff like that bored me. But I did okay in school. I did very well in nursing school, but by then I was already in my late 30s, early 40s. So I knew if I wanted to get through that, I had to pay attention. And I did real well in beauty school because that interested me. That was actually my favorite career choice because you got to hang out with your customers. You were almost like the proverbial bartender. You know, you learn about all their problems and they come in and talk to you. It's like you're a cheap therapist. But I really liked being a hairdresser. It was creative and it was fun working with the people. And really your repeat customers were actually people that you liked and they liked you. And if they didn't like you, they wouldn't come back, so that took care of that problem. But I enjoyed hairdressing. The reason I switched to nursing was because of financial reasons. I switched to nursing around the time I got divorced because in the hairdressing field, you don't have any benefits worth talking about. And I needed health care and I needed to make more money. And nursing really wasn't fun. You know, you hang out with sick people or, you have all these government regulations that you have to follow and this and that. And you have too many patients and it just is not a fun field. I know when I was a hairdresser, I had several nurses that were my customers, and there was a time where they loved their jobs. And then when everything changed with the insurances and this and that, they hated their jobs. And that's a shame because I think you have to have a calling to be a nurse or a police officer or a firefighter. I think you have to have a calling for that. I did nursing for 20 years. I did patient care for the first year and a half, I'd say. Yeah, year and a half, couple years. And then it was like, this is not my thing. I don't like poking and prodding people. So I went more into the assessment part of it. I worked in long-term care pretty much my whole nursing career. And I went the corporate route, and then I did the MDS, which is the minimum data set, and that is it's a criteria that you have to fill out every 3 months, quarterly, on every patient in the nursing home, and it's an assessment. You assess their mental, physical, all that state. So that's what I did my whole nursing career. So I did not do a whole lot of patient care except for the first year and a half. And I found out that was not my bag. But thank God that there are a lot of nurses out there that do love that. But so anyway, and then this is my favorite career, retirement. It's been awesome so far. The only drawback with retirement that I can see is, of course, you don't make the money that you made in nursing, even as a hairdresser. One thing nice about being a hairdresser, I always had cash. I always had tip money. So that kind of went away when I transitioned over to nursing, because, you know, your patients don't tip you. That wouldn't be right. But anyway. So that was sort of my career choices. And I don't have any regrets, really. When I was younger, I always wanted to be an artist. But, you know, there's enough starving artists out there, so I figured, well, that isn't going to make any more money than the hairdressing. In fact, it would make a whole lot less. So I decided, no, I would just do that maybe as a hobby off and on. And I have sold some of my art. I sold a lot of the jewelry that I used to make. I did stained glass for a while, and I sold that stuff, and I did pretty well with it. I mean, it's not something I could live off of, but for part-time jobs, it was nice because, you know, you always had some extra cash. So those were my side gigs. And I did fused glass jewelry, and that was nice. I still have my kiln. I have a small one, and I have a big one that I never got to work right. I really have to call somebody in to see if they can't fix it. It needs to be wired up differently, but I don't know. It's like one of those things that's always on your to-do list, and it just keeps getting shoved to the bottom because there's a whole lot more things that are more important that need to be done. But I would like to get into working with clay. I think that would be fun. I could do that even outside in the summer on my deck. And I have made a few pieces just for the family. My son, he uses his mug all the time that I made him. My daughter, I made her a couple of platters, and she uses those. And I think my other son probably uses his too. I don't know, he hasn't really said. But I enjoyed it, but I don't know enough about firing clay as I do about firing glass. I did well with the glass. So I would need to take some more classes, which I like taking classes. I think it's interesting. I enjoy that. I haven't taken a class in a long time. I have to look into that now that the weather's nicer and it's summer. I always wanted to take a photography class. I thought would be interesting. And it would also help with my YouTube if I learned about cameras and stuff. I don't have a good camera, but if needed, I would invest some money in one. But I would want to take a class first to see if I really had an interest in it. I've always taken a lot of pictures, and I have tons of photo albums, and of course I organized those a few days ago. So I do enjoy taking pictures, but I don't know anything about the f-stop and the, you know, all the stuff that goes with camera work. I don't know anything about that. So, but it would be nice to have a camera with a remote that I could stop and start without always having to lean over and push the stop button. That would be nice. But it's something I can look at down the road. So that's a little bit about my work history and what I've done to make money over the years. And now, of course, YouTube is my side gig, and it helps, you know, watching the commercials and watching the video all the way through and commenting, of course, giving thumbs up. You can share it on other social media if you think it's interesting, somebody else that you know might enjoy and join the channel. That would be awesome. But I want to get into doing some other things. I don't quite know what. If you guys have any suggestions, leave them in the comments below, because I want to make these videos for you. I want to make it interesting for you. So, and the main reason I started this channel to begin with, I didn't have that in mind so much, using it as a side gig. What I wanted to do is leave it as a legacy for my kids and grandkids for when I'm gone, you know, and I would have loved to have something like that from my grandparents. And then, you know, it would be like visiting with them. So I thought that would be nice. But anyway, it kind of morphed into more than that, and I really enjoy making my YouTube videos. In fact, it feels very strange to me when I don't make a video every day, because I'm just so used to doing that for the last 4 years, I think. And I like it. I really enjoy it. So I'm going to have a very simple dinner today. I'm still trying to use up my fridge and pantry and freezer stuff. So my mom gave me some soup when I went over there on Friday. I have a little bit, enough for one portion of that. And I have cheese, so I'm going to make myself a toasted cheese sandwich and the soup. And no, it's not gluten-free, it's not dairy-free. I'm not quite ready to start that yet. So I want to see how I do on this medication, and then slowly I want to work these things out. I probably won't do a whole big cold turkey, like I'll never eat gluten again. And I know you have to do that, but I've done that in the past, and really, honestly, I didn't see a difference. And dairy doesn't seem to bother me. You know, I'm eating dairy yogurt now in the mornings, and it doesn't give me GI problems. So I don't think it's dairy. I'm not too sure about the gluten. Maybe yes, maybe no. But like I said, I did gluten-free for a couple months quite a while ago, and it really didn't make a difference. And, you know, you can have a problem with sugar, too, and carbs. Now, I do eat a lot of carbs. Most of my diet is carbs. And I was reading something online about how when you eat a lot of carbs, and of course it turns into sugars, and then it sits in your gut, and it doesn't digest right, so it kind of starts to ferment in there. And I'm going to check that out a little bit more, because that made sense to me. You know, the bloating and the all the things that go with that. So there's a lot of information out there, you know, and one person will say this and another person will say that. And, you know, people comment that I stopped gluten or I stopped dairy, whatever, and, you know, all my symptoms went away. And I think that's great. It's wonderful when you figure out what the problem is. But that hasn't been the case for me yet. So, I don't know. I'll just keep working on it until I find out, or not. So anyway, all right, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that, and I'll be back. Well, all right, I just ordered, it's called, I think it's pronounced Rise. It's chicory and mushroom beverage. They advertise that it's good for your gut, the probiotics and all that. And I looked on Amazon, and it's pretty expensive. It's like $57 for 60 cups. But I saw on on YouTube, they were advertising that they were having a St. Patrick's Day special. And it isn't 60 servings, but still, it came to $30. And you got another one free for another $18, so that was half price. And you got a free add-on gift thing, which was a little acacia wood spoon and a couple other things. So I thought, okay, you know, for 40-some dollars, oh, free shipping too. So I thought for 40-some dollars, I want to try it. I've been meaning to try it for a long time, but I didn't realize it was so expensive. So I'm going to give that a try, and hopefully that will satisfy my morning coffee routine. So I'll use that whenever it gets here. So I'm glad I saw that sale. They were having a St. Patrick's Day sale. So I figured, well, it's a good day to try it. And like I said, I've been meaning to try it for quite a while, because you see the advertisements for it all the time, and I see other YouTubers that have tried it and like it. So sometimes you gotta try new things. So today I did spend money. I wasn't planning to, but like I said, when an opportunity comes up, I like to go ahead and take advantage of an opportunity rather than just letting it go. So that's what I did. So anyway, that's all I have for you today, my friends. I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. It helps my channel grow. Don't forget to share, and thanks for watching.